program called the Platform or the Patriotic Front in Karushi constituency. To start with, who is Kampamba Mulenga?
Kampamba Mulenga is a very vibrant woman, dedicated to the community, dedicated to public service. And maybe I should just give you a brief background, since it's a political platform on my political career. I joined the PF party in 2001. I moved into Karushi as a treasurer. I became a treasurer in the main body, and from that time until we had elections in 2010, I was elected the first district chairperson through the ballot. In 2011, I applied as member of parliament. I did not get picked. I continued to support the party as district chairperson. I became the campaign manager for the late Honorable Rayford Mbulu. May he so rest in peace. In 2011, I was appointed as one of the youngest district commissioners at that time by the late President Michael Chilufya-Sata. May he so rest in peace. I worked as district commissioner for 3 years, and during my tenure of office through the Patriotic Front government, we saw a lot of change within the district. We saw roads coming into the district for the very first time in areas like Chibuluma. Even Chambishi didn't have bituminous standard roads. We brought in drainages. We saw a lot of development in terms of uplifting infrastructure, upgrading of schools from primary to secondary schools. We saw also street lights, which we were able to just see from television sets. And we also saw upgrading in terms of our civil servants. We saw our clinics, our hospitals, and we also saw human resource employment escalate. So in 2015, my contract was terminated as district commissioner, and in 2016, I was picked to represent the people of Karushi constituency. As a member of parliament, I will not say I, because I belong to the Patriotic Front party, which is the government of the day. So in my tenure of office, President Lungu and myself and members of the Patriotic Front served the constituency diligently. We saw a lot of developmental projects take place. I will begin with the most recent. It is the first time in the history of Chambishi that we have a level 1 hospital that will be constructed for the people of Chambishi. We have seen upgrade in terms of infrastructure. We saw, for example, in Mwambashi, schools being refurbished, schools being built, bridges being built. We also saw empowerment in terms of hammer mills. We also saw the drilling of boreholes, both commercial and the ordinary pump boreholes. We also saw a lot of infrastructure. For example, we did a school in Lukoshi. Our children were learning in a very deplorable environment. We've also seen for example, Twaiteka, where now we're having a maternity wing. We're also seeing a school being built. So when you look at the history, especially of Twaiteka and Zambia, those are areas that were neglected by the previous governments. But the Patriotic Front, through His Excellency, the President of this great republic, we have seen a lot of infrastructure. And this has brought a lot of cheers to our people. We also did not leave the church behind. We saw a lot of empowerment through our churches, especially in Chambishi, Karushi, Chibuluma, and across our district. When you look at Chavuma today Chavuma has a refurbished classroom block. In the history of our constituency, we're able to boast that through the Patriotic Front government, we have a boarding school. When His Excellency the President came to open the boarding school, we also had the privilege of also being given a bus which actually ferries our children. In the history of our constituency, we only had clinics or a hospital within the central business district. Today we're able to boast that we have a health post in almost every other standing area. Like the promise and the vision of the Patriotic Front, no woman, no child shall walk more than a kilometer to access health facilities. And this has come to the reality of our people. We have schools like Kawama, which we constructed. Our children, 57 years after independence, were actually learning in thatched schools. Today, we're able to boast that indeed we have brought infrastructure to the doorsteps of our people. We are constructing schools in Musangwa, Chisangwa, a health post. No place has been left behind in terms of health and education. And this has been the vision of the Patriotic Front. We're able to boast that in Chibuluma today, we have a 24-hour clinic because our houses for the health workers are actually completed. We left not the marketeer behind. Today, in the history of this constituency, we have refurbished the markets. And because of the goodwill of this government, we saw that at the opening of every market, there was empowerment. Today, we have a revolving fund in almost every other market within our district. When we look at the bridges, we have done the bridges where possible we could have done. But of course, 5 years is a small time that we can actually complete all these projects. Hence, our request that can you please give us another opportunity that we are able to complete some of the projects that we have left behind. We are able to boast that for the first time in the history of this district, we have houses for our police, our men in uniform. And this is a plus. This is development. We had our police officers all scrounged up in one compound. Today we're able to do that. We are hopeful that in the coming session of construction of our officers' homes, we'll be able to actually put up houses also in Chambishi. We have seen our sinking and reopening of the NFCA, which has actually brought cheers for our people, where 5,000 jobs were promised. And so far, our people are being employed. We are also saying for the first time in the history of our constituency, through His Excellency, the President of this great republic, a dump site being awarded to our youth, to the community. We were only hearing of these dump sites from other districts or from other provinces. But today, the people of Chambishi, the people of Kalulushi have actually been given that. In the history of this constituency, we have seen social cash transfer, the numbers upping up. Our people receive the emergency cash transfer. In the agricultural sector, we have seen a lot of empowerment through livestock. We now today can boast that we have one of the biggest fish farms within our constituencies being aided by the youth. We have dairy animals that we put in our constituencies, beef animals, chickens, pigs, goats, to empower our people. And we do hope that our people will actually enhance the livestock sector so that we're recognized as one of the biggest livestock sectors within the country. We also saw the fertilizer, the inputs arrive on time. In the history of this constituency, it is the first time that our farmers are able to actually put the seed in the soil at the right time so that we can actually have a bumper harvest. And 2 consecutive years, we have recorded a bumper harvest. So this is all the commitment of the Patriotic Front government and an assurance to our electorates, to our voters, that this government means well. President Lungu means well. I, as Member of Parliament, and the elected councillors on the PF ticket mean well. We have scored this cause because we have a president. We have a president who is the head of state and who channels every development through its members of parliament, through its mayors and through its councillors to reach out to the people. And my voice to the people of Kalulushi, to the people of Chambishi, Chibuluma, Lukoshi, Mwambashi, Musakashi, Chati, Kafugu Depot, wherever you may be listening to, we are a committed government. In the history of this constituency, I just want to remind our voters, our electors, that President Lungu means well. We have seen the people of Ichimpi, Kafumu, Depo, Chati, Chisangwa actually benefit through the empowerment of houses. Today we are able to process 763 beneficiaries. All their houses have been paid in full. Today we are able to actually begin the signing of their title deeds. This is a plus. I want to speak to the people of Zamkli. In the history of that constituency, from the time privatization took place, we saw our fathers, our mothers, some of them who have gone before us, not receive their title. Today, we're able to see our offers, an assurance that this government means well. I could go on and on and on in terms of development, but an assurance is that we as a government, I as your member of parliament, promise not what we have not done, but promise what we have done before. Others are promising where they have not even started. So my bet would be any voter would vote on Patriotic Front because we have shown our commitment. We are a committed government. We are a committed people in terms of service delivery, in terms of empowerment, not leaving anyone behind, as His Excellency the President of this great republic says. Please come out in numbers, come out on August 12 and vote for PF. Our symbol is the boat. It means the boat is not full. Please jump in and let us go forward. Let's move this country forward. Please do not be derailed by doom seekers, those that think can bring development in their own capacity. No one can bring development in their own capacity. It is only a government, because it is only a government that is structured to bring development. Please let us vote wisely. Let's stay safe, mask up, and please let us have a violent, free election. We are one people, we are one Zambia, one nation.
Thank you, Honorable.